Wake up, it's fight week. We got the BKFC champ, Platinum Mike Perry, in the house. We're going to talk all things about his fight, maybe get into a little bit of history with him. He's a pretty freaking interesting guy. So we're excited. Tune in. Fights December 2nd. Boom.
Okay, well, we'll just start right out the gate and we'll talk about, I've been getting on Ramsey about some of his outfits, but why don't you talk to us about your style all the time?
Some of Ramsey's outfits or some of my outfits?
Because he dresses unbelievably crazy.
He's got some swag, though. You got swag, Mike. There we go, bro.
I find one shirt I like and one pair of pants. I've got.
You were wearing that last time when I met you.
I was wearing this last time.
Oh, my God.
So, do you design it yourself or does your girl help you out or how's it go?
My wife is actually very stylish. She does help me with some things, but I definitely, I try to talk to her about, what do you think about this? Because she just has a younger mindset than I do. She's a few years younger than I am, so she's maybe more in tune with the earlier generation. I don't know, man. I'm from the hood, bro. So we always.
For me, I'm from. We were just in LA this last weekend, and my wife took me down to Beverly Hills, and I had to buy her some shoes that I'm not joking. They look like swim shoes, and they were 2 G's. I'm like, how is this physically possible? You look ridiculous. For me, I wear a pair of sweat shorts, and that's it. So
you look ridiculous, bro.
I look good.
You're showing up to a dinner in a golf fucking shirt. That's what I keep telling him. I'm like, you look like you're golfing, bro.
Well, people who golf go to nice places.
That's what I'm saying.
Thank you. That's true. All right.
Speaking of that dinner, though, so that's when we met. Let's talk that press conference. That's when we met that day. That was one of the wildest things to be a part of. Just watching you square up with Eddie. What is that when you're squaring up? What's your mindset when you're specifically with Eddie? Because you've squared up with a lot of dudes. When you're looking at Eddie, what do you think when you're squaring up?
It's just a face off.
Yeah.
If I wanted to get it popping, I could start the shit at any time and nobody could do anything about it.
Yeah.
I'd fucking turn the room upside down.
Well, I saw the owner of BKFC. I was like, dude, he's not stopping anything.
Nobody, dude.
But I didn't. It's all good. We wanted to get to Saturday night, December 2nd, and then it'll be different. But this week is going to be different too. So.
Yeah. Well, Ramsey, you talked about intentionally, and it was with Julian Lane, who you fought, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. We both fought.
You fought Julian Lane, and you were talking beforehand, like, hey, we're going to have a good face-off. He's like, what do you mean? You want to fight?
Yeah.
What was that?
Well, I was just like trying to be like, hey, bro, let's. We're on the Ultimate Fighter. I was like, pull him aside. I was like, hey, let's get it. You're a character. I'm a character. Let's get in each other's faces, But there's no character with that dude. That's him, dude. You fought him, right, bro? He's a psychopath. In all the most respectful way. I love the dude.
After his last fight, I saw it in BKFC in Orlando, and
he came back, dude.
Oh my God!
Yeah, he was getting beat a little bit. Yeah. The other guy was pretty good, but then Lane hit the dude and just sliced his entire eyebrow, and the doctor called the fight. But then Julian's post-fight speech, I sympathized with him. He was talking about how he lost his father and he seemed really different. And then he went right back to it.
Well, it's funny. I fought him on the show, and look, this scar on my nose is actually from that dude. He can bang, bro. He popped me. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. Let me bang.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. He hits hard, bro. He's heavy hands. Then afterwards, me and him were homies, bro. We were the same, cut from similar cloth, so we hung out in the house.
Yeah,
drink
fuck
together.
Everybody I fought, bro. Fuck those motherfuckers. Okay. I don't want nothing to do with them. I don't care about these motherfuckers. On to the next one, and fuck the next guy I'm fighting too, bro.
Yeah, fuck them, bro. But so you're like, you don't ever talk to them again. You're like, fuck you, bitch. Like, we're out of this.
We do a little bit, man. I talk to Max Griffin, but I have this. I still if we were in a quiet room together and they weren't looking, I might sucker punch them.
Yeah, if you and Luke were in a quiet room together, I mean, he might look away.
I almost feel bad for Luke. I'm like, damn.
We could take 4 more teeth.
Luke would run, dude.
Yeah, that'd feel bad. That would be.
Well, we'll talk about the Luke thing, but in the face-off with Eddie, one of the big storylines, and it was just kind of put out there. I think even Ramsey, you asked that question that kind of led up to it, but what's your thoughts on him being on supplements? Because I'm telling you, I was in that room. It was a freezing cold room, and I've never seen a sweatier man in my life.
As somebody on supplements.
Yeah, as somebody on TRT myself.
That's why he's in a t-shirt.
I've never seen somebody that sweaty.
He swears he's so clean.
Yeah, and
he's never done anything.
He shared the results. You saw? He shared the results with you, saying, "Hey, look, here's my blood work. Now, where's yours?"
With USADA? No, I didn't see that.
No, he went to like some. That's what we were even talking about.
Went to a
When
lab.
did he do? What?
On his Twitter, he went to a lab.
He came back at 300 for testosterone, was actually super low. And then he said, "All right, Mike, where's yours?" So he actually posted.
Well,
blood.
I guess I didn't see that, and I don't fucking even know how to go and do any of that. Like, I don't.
But the thing is, I don't even think it's
Why do you know
testosterone.
so much about getting your blood tested and shit? Like,
Why did you already have a spot? ready?
right,
You know what I mean?
right. You had the doctor on call, like, yo, I need a clear blood test.
Yeah, or maybe the doctor's like,
I didn't
hey,
even
while
see
you're
that.
making sure I'm not dying of BPO, will you just give it to
Because he
me?
tried to say on Twitter, like, let's split the cost of USADA testing us. I said, let's go.
Yeah. And that's like 10 G's, right?
Ooh,
Yeah.
5 grand each.
Hey, that's true, bro. I mean, I'm a former UFC fighter, so I'm broke as shit. Yeah. But it's a different story, you know?
I mean, you got to spend money to make money. And
Fuck yeah.
you know, but some people said some shit about, like, oh, you're trying to, you know, whatever, talking about if he did steroids or if he didn't, I don't really care. I hope he is on them bitches, and I still beat the shit out of him. That makes me even better.
What's it like in bare knuckles? Is it a sniff test, or they're doing legit testing on you guys?
Well, it changes every time. I believe I have been tested twice with BKFC. I didn't get tested with the Julian Lane fight, because I don't think they tested his ass. So,
Hey, we didn't get tested for that fight either.
you should have seen that motherfucker's pupils at the weigh-ins, dude, at the
It's
face
like
off.
when Brock was coming back to the UFC, and they were like, "Oh, we got to test him." He's like, "All right, I'm out. I'm not doing it."
Oh,
Brock
shit.
Lesnar.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think they did test me with. I mean, I got almost 50 clear USADA tests with the UFC. I was in there for 6 years, so
I mean, no, like I'm not, but you don't look like you look very natural.
Nah, man, I
Like,
eat
you look
chicken
natural.
and steak. I smoke a little weed and drink
Damn, we
alcohol,
all, right?
bro. You know?
When I walked in the studio, I was like, "Oh, Ramsey's here," because I could smell it.
I was just getting prepped, bro. You know, gotta get in the boat. Ready
Not
to
this
go.
week.
Not this week. You can't. Yeah, that was actually one of the hardest things about fighting. It was like not being able to smoke weed. It's hard to not be able to sleep and stuff like that. And
Dude, what
train.
about not being able to eat or drink the
That's
whole
it.
week?
Yeah.
These motherfuckers been eating cake and shit. I just had a bite, actually. I've been so good on my diet. I just had a bite of like a creme brulee pound cake.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
delicious.
One bite, I could have ate the whole fucking thing, dude.
Well, wait, you gotta make 175.
Yeah.
And what do you walk around at?
195.
Oh, 20 pounds. I could do that in one day.
Shut the fuck up,
Okay,
dude.
20 pounds
Shut
is
the
not a big
fuck up.
cut. I'm saying if I'm walking around at 195, I'm making 175.
How much money
if I
are
start
you
cutting the
about
night
to
before.
lose because you couldn't cut weight? Be
No,
honest. How much
Well,
money?
hold on now. If you feel that way, it's possibly something to do with the steroids.
Yeah,
You're full of fucking water.
that's true. I'm full of water. That's what I'm saying. Don't you feel like what would you say? What would you say is a difficult number? Like, let's say you get called in a week, and you're like, "Oh shit, I got to lose this much." And what's an amount that you're like, "Okay, I'm good," and then what's the
Well,
amount where it's like, "Oh, easy"?
a week gives you time to do the water load.
Yeah.
So as long as you have 5 days out for a water load, you can cut almost 20 pounds. But it depends on the shape you were in, because I'm really good about cutting weight. So, like, I remember a time when I fought Danny Roberts and I was in England. I hit the steam room. I just had like 3 or 4 pounds to cut that night. I would wake up on weight the next day and weigh in. Oven St. Preux is like passing out in the steam room. And I'm like, how much you got left? He's like 9 pounds. I'm like, oh my God, dude. I'm in here fresh as fuck and I got 3 pounds to go. And then there's other times, like when I fought Tim Means and I missed weight by 4.5 pounds, it would have been 5. I was 75.5, but he came in at 71, so it gave me that pound. So that, because if you miss by 5 pounds, they don't allow the fight
At all. Yeah.
Right. So that night, the night before weigh-ins, I worked out from like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. I was up all night. I put sauna suit on. I put Abilene. I would run 1 mile. I would come back and I would, just trying to get an internal sweat. And then I would hit the sauna box until I couldn't breathe. And I was trying all these things, baths and everything.
Just sounds
5
so
times in the night, and I lost like half a pound.
Oh, that's the worst, man.
Dude.
It's because I wasn't in the shape that I needed to be in for my body to push that water out. So
funny side story though. Tim Means, you fought him, but I was in Seattle about to fight for the UFC, and Tim Means passed out in the sauna and hit his head. Yeah, and he hit his head, and then they had he canceled that fight. Yeah, that fight got canceled, and then they were like, the UFC, like, oh fuck, people are gonna pass out. So then they made you have to be next to your person the rest of the time. Literally, shit. I'm sitting there in the sauna like this, and I cut a lot of weight too. So I'm feeling fuck, I might pass out too. And all of a sudden Tim comes in, he's just boom, out cold. And his coaches weren't in there, and there was only other fighters in there, and we're all like, what the fuck?
Nah, he's a G, man. There's no quitting him.
There's no quit, yeah.
I've always dreamed about passing out in the sauna and being telling my team, yo, drag me out when I'm on weight.
Right. Yeah. Once you pass out, then it's easy.
I gotta crawl out of there before I can pass out, dude. Tim passed out in the sauna.
Yeah, he literally passed out.
That's gangster, bro.
Yeah, it was pretty gangster, actually. I had a lot of respect
for him. What was it cutting you?
170. He's just a big ass 170 pound, right? He's tall as fuck, dude.
So how much of an advantage is okay? So we've talked a lot about it, even at length.
How much money are you gonna lose for not cutting weight?
I had to get to 208, and by the end of December, and so it's gonna cost me 15 G's on the bet. But I could have won 15 G's.
I have been thinking about how much money I would fucking lose if I didn't make weight.
Yeah. More than 15 G's.
That's
dude.
true.
My problem is I should have made it a bigger number.
Yeah, it's not motivating.
I was there's no way I'm missing. Yeah. I've been hella low, so I've been getting it off.
But okay, so we've talked about it at length with UFC and MMA, but how much of an advantage is a big cut and then having that extra weight in bare knuckle?
I'm curious with this fight because
Eddie weighs more.
So maybe right now.
Yeah.
Right, but that's the thing is because, I think he's fought at heavier weights. He's been up and down. The fact that he was able to make 55 not long ago, I've been able to make 55 since I went pro.
Yeah.
Even my second pro fight was at 160. It was so I haven't been able to make pro or 155 since my first pro fight, and so I haven't been that small. And then with Luke, I ate 3 or 4 times a day. I lifted weights all the time, so I would be at 196, 198 before I cut to 185.
Okay.
So with this one, I've just been on a diet and haven't been lifting as much weights and have been doing more cardio. I still do my strength and conditioning so I don't lose too much muscle, but I might have had to burn a little bit of muscle to come back down to 175. I'm lean as fuck, dude. I'm shredded right now. So
one of the things with Eddie is you're significantly
I don't know
tall.
I don't know how much weight he's gonna put on after he weighs in at 175, and then I think I'm gonna be 195.
But you've got significant height on.
Do you feel like you'd be at a disadvantage if he was bigger?
Thick.
No. Dude, now he said this too, right? Because he was talking about how I beat these taller guys.
Yeah.
And then he's a shorter guy, and he thinks that I had an issue with a shorter opponent. There's a way to fight a taller guy, and there's a way to fight a shorter guy. And in my opinion, with the knowledge that I have in this sport and how I'm gonna fight Eddie, I think I'm going to pick him apart the whole time for being shorter. He's going to try to leap in with some shit. He's going to leave himself exposed, and I'm going to hurt him.
You see yourself knocking him out?
Absolutely.
Not even question, first round, fucking over?
I would like to, but he is smart enough to survive.
True.
He will run. He will move. He will cut angles. He will slip his head. He will try to duck. It's boxing. So, he fought Conor, and Conor beat the shit out of him and put pressure on him and stayed right in front of him. But they had kicks, and it even took Conor, 7.5 minutes.
True.
So 7.5 minutes in BKFC is the 4 rounds.
Yeah.
So you know, we'll see if he lasts longer than Luke. We'll see if I can knock him down in the first, the second. I want to see how many times he can get up. I want to play a game.
You see yourself kind of like a hunter, like kind of playing.
I see, like, you remember that Kimbo video where he ripped that dude's fucking eye out of his face?
Yeah.
And he's like, come on, you gotta hit me. He put his hands down, the dude hits him, and he's like, He fucking rips his eyeball out, bro. That's how I'm gonna fucking treat Eddie, bro. If I'm really feeling my balls in that bitch, I'm gonna be like, what do you fucking hit me, pussy?
I don't know.
I mean, like, if you have him hurt, you're gonna put your hands down and be like, fuck you, bitch. Let it
Yeah,
go.
but I also be in the ring. I'm focused as fuck. My coach,
What's the matter with
coach
you?
is on me. I'll be so focused. It's muscle memory, bro. You really everything. The fight is already won in the gym and the training, but all before we step into the arena. So it's like my focus is gonna be so insane. I wonder if I'll talk. I never really talk. In a fight, you know, some guys do talk a little bit of shit.
Yeah.
I never find myself in that situation. I wonder, you know, he might have, if he said something first, maybe I would respond. But I'd probably just respond with punching him.
But he was even waiting for you at the face off. He was waiting for you to talk before. Then you kind of hit him, and then he flipped you off.
Yeah.
And then you guys kind of.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? That came out of nowhere.
Yeah, while you're walking away. The one thing I'm impressed. Okay, you can tell me if this is gay or not. I don't think this is gay. But
wait, edit that out, bro. You can't use that term. Come on.
No, okay, sorry.
What's wrong with that, bro?
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. The Mormons are judgmental.
I call people cigarettes all the time, bro.
Okay, all right.
Well, but I don't know how Eddie makes weight because he's so cheeked up. He had cakes. Am I wrong or what?
Okay. He did have a fucking fat ass. I'm not gonna lie.
That was insane.
Yeah. It was a fat ass.
No joke. He's taller when he sits down than when he's standing up.
Yeah.
That was insane, dude.
I mean, do you think that brings power though?
Yeah, just bring it from the.
Hell no.
No.
What was your thoughts on the face-off when you were doing the punching game, and then he gave you a double tap?
His nipples so hard. His nipples were rock hard. I'm like, my nipples have never been
this hard ever.
I can get out of the ice bath. My nipple's not that hard. It looked like he was lactating. His nipple, his white shirt had like a water ring around it. I think his milk coming out.
Yeah, bro. I had a video of it, and you could just see everything.
It was so
That's what it was. It wasn't sweat. It was milk.
Milk.
coming out of his pits, too. Oh, jeez, dude.
Yeah, it's
size difference, though. Talking about we'll talk about bets later. So let's go a little bit. So just this past week, you dropped this video that I couldn't believe. It was the greatest Strickland impression I've ever seen.
Oh my God!
No joke.
Yeah.
I was just scrolling through, not looking. I thought it was Strickland. First of all, how much did you practice that before you turned on the video? And then we'll talk about your take. But that was insane.
No, I just did it one time. I was fucking driving. Yeah, dude, one take. I don't know. It was on my mind. And I was feeling some type of way because everybody on social media likes to talk about everybody else when their life is fucking shit, dude.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, you're not getting the opportunities. And I'm not saying Sean's life is shit. It's obviously not. He's the champion in the UFC at middleweight. So, you know, he does look sometimes like he's living a little rugged on some land at the edge of a trailer. He's got a bunch of junkyard pieces on the out. I'm not sure what the fuck's going on with Sean. I don't follow everything he does, but I just saw that shit, you know, and people have tried to talk about my relationship. When I first got with my wife, they tried to say things, and she's always been so sweet and so quiet, and you know, that's one thing that's beautiful about my wife is she's not gonna respond to any fucking guys in her DM. Right. God bless her soul. Yeah. So, you know, other people have different things, and you know what? If that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. And if that's what Sean wants to do, that's what Sean wants to do. So I just took the chance, the opportunity to talk a little shit about the champ. It wasn't even talking shit. He reshared it. He said it's fair. And
that's pretty cool, though. Like
I gave him some compliments in it. You know, if I'm not a total badass, you know. I guess I forgot some of his phrases. What he says, oh, listen, guys. What is he say?
Listen, everyone.
What the fuck is he say?
It was so on point. I'm not joking. It was legitimately. But your take on that, first of all, I got to be honest.
Every time I say anything to Sean, he's like, every time he always seems to mention, we got a box, bro. He wants to punch me so bad. And I'm like, dude, I was in Vegas after my wedding. I went to the gym, and instead of boxing Sean, I fucking grappled Gordon Ryan.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That was way worse.
And Jake, right?
And
Jake Shields. He was
Shields.
breathing all in my ear and shit. He was fucking trying to get me, and I'm like, oh my God, bro. I don't even do jujitsu anymore, bro.
Dude, I rolled with Jay Shields, and I'm telling you, it was day 3, and so that dude was stank at that point.
Oh, my
It was
God.
rough. But he's so strong, Jake, isn't he? Would you say Jake is?
Well, I had grappled with Gordon, right?
that's true,
And
yeah.
he's all technique, so it's like his weight. He just fucking dropped his weight on me like a sloth.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what the fuck? with Jake, I mean, I was handling his strength. It was just he had the energy. I was definitely out of shape at that time, and he had this energy to just be breathing all in my ear. Fucking trying to put me in shit, like arm triangle, and I'm just like pushing out of it, like trying to relax, but he was all over me, man. So.
Worst part about rolling with Ramsey for me is like he'll just be whooping my ass. Like he'll just be putting me in the most uncomfortable position and then talking to somebody else about his plans for later in the day. Is that what it felt like rolling
That's
with?
because you're terrible, bro.
You know, this is what I think about though, because you know I'm willing and I've done it, and I go in there and I play their game.
Yeah.
I play these guys' game. Who's coming to play my fucking game?
Yeah.
I like my game. These pussies don't want to take the gloves off, and they don't want to throw down, or they want to get paid for it. And you know me, dude. Bring it the fuck on. Anytime, any day, anywhere. I will fucking punch you in your face.
Hell yeah.
And I think that's why you're kind of getting paid, because you probably started like, fuck it, let's do it.
I'll fight for
You're
free.
just,
So.
you're just so much a dude is like, let me fight, dude.
Yeah.
It's so filthy.
It's so funny because like he's starting to meet real fighters. You know, you meet fighters that are like people that want to train a little bit, but when you start meeting like real motherfuckers like you who just want to fight, and this is a way to not get arrested, you know, like to do something you love, right?
There's a few of us hoodlums.
Yeah.
The thing is, what I will say about meeting a lot of these UFC fighters is like it's made me a lot more confident. Like I've been sizing dudes up. I'm like, oh, yeah, I could whoop his ass. Not Mike. Mike could definitely whoop my.
That's what we were saying earlier, Mike.
No one believes that you're such
telling
a nice guy. You're not gonna attack anyone.
The thing is, I'm saying right now, I could
You'll
work
mentally break us
I
down.
I could clear out the strawweight division right now.
Men's or
joke.
women?
Yeah, you're a heavyweight.
No problem.
No way, dude. Not in men's.
There's a couple strawweight women that might choke you the
Yeah.
fuck out.
I'm
dude.
saying any 2 strawweight women at once, no problem for me.
You think so? We're gonna
dude.
bring in this girl that fought PFL, and she's gonna kick the shit out of
No,
him.
what's that movie? The Fit
Foot
the Fit
fist
Puss-
with the old lady
Yeah,
where he's like, oh, she got you, didn't she, Greg? He's like, no, I told you. Wham!
Yeah, line up, full spar.
Oh my god!
Every time I see a clip from that movie, I'm always like, "Fuck, that's me." That's what I literally did that same thing the other day, dude.
Oh man.
What's it been like? So when you left the UFC, you didn't go straight to bare knuckle. What were you doing, and how did you find bare knuckle?
I kind of did. Actually, I did.
Straight?
I signed with Bare Knuckle, and then I got a fight with Triller.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
And then after I boxed Michael Seals in the triangle ring with the turtleback gloves in front of Metallica.
That was 4 words that I have no idea what they were. That was crazy. Triangle ring? It's a real
Yeah,
triangle?
it was like the,
Yeah, it was the
Oh,
Illuminati.
for Triller. Huh? Is that what
They
they do?
put boxers in the Illuminati triangle while Metallica was rocking the fuck out, and we were knocking people the fuck out.
That is
And it was
Royal
team
Rumble.
MMA versus team boxing, and it was Rampage Jackson versus fucking what is his name? What's that boxer's name? Let's go, champ.
yeah,
Let's go, champ.
JT
Shannon Briggs,
yeah,
thank you. And it was boxing versus MMA fighters in boxing in a triangle, and it was clinch a little bit. It was BKFC rules.
It wasn't multiple fighters.
with
it
the
was just 2
little
fighters,
with
right?
the little gloves. Yeah, 2 fighters at
Royal
one time.
Rumble just don't.
I mean, they do that in Russia and shit.
Yeah,
They do
that
the
looks
5 on
fun, man.
5.
I think
That-
They
That
do the
looks fun.
fields of 200 on 200.
wild,
Like,
bro.
Spartan Warriors.
that would kind of be fun. I
I
want to
think
try
it's fun.
200 versus 200.
too.
I
Hell
still,
no.
we got to go back to the gym. We got to do, after I knock out Eddie, I got to do a 2-on-1 boxing match. sparring session.
I always think about it though.
Because Sean always does that shit.
Yeah,
I gotta go do that.
2-1. I was thinking about though, like those 100 on 100, because like you've trained with an average person all the time, right? Unless someone who's like top tier, they're not gonna give you a run for their money. You could literally do whatever you want. So I'd be out there just like boom, knocking out everybody till you came across.
Yeah, but it's Russia, dude.
Yeah,
they're fucking all top tier from a young age.
Wrestling.
We just saw a video of like these little 4-year-old boys in the snow running up to a ice barrel, and their dad puts them in and they sink under the ice water, and then they climb out and like he rubs like ice and snow all over them, and they're like 5 years old.
Did you see Dana White's podcast? And he was talking about that. He's like saying he's worried for America's future. He's like, imagine our generation fighting a bunch of Khabib's homies over in Dagestan.
But at the same time, you know, I went over there. These motherfuckers have these beliefs and shit, right? And in my opinion, like I heard they're really addicted to coffee and shit, right? Like everywhere you go, in Jordan, everywhere you went was cappuccinos and hookahs.
Yeah.
So, and in Russia too, it's lots of cappuccino, right? And it's like, they're not big on drugs over there, but in America, we fuck with that shit. So we don't give a fuck about cappuccinos, bro, but they're over there sipping cappuccinos like it's fucking crack. So because they try to hold themselves back, like when you live in a bubble your whole life and then you go outside, you're going to get fucked up. Okay?
Like
you think you live here, and motherfucker, you live in here. And we over here in America, we living up here, dog, because we don't give a fuck. We're trying to have the best fucking time at the, you know, best price, best quality food, best everything, bro. USA!
USA!
Yeah!
We're not going to lose a war to a country that charges phone batteries on, or phones on car batteries, right? Like
I don't know what that's about.
Like they literally, have you seen it? They like charge their phones on like car batteries and shit like that. I'm like, bro, we would go through, we wipe that shit out, man. We're America.
Most of the car battery videos I watch is it goes on a dude's nipples.
Yeah, that's how you get off, dude.
That reminds me of Kevin Gates talking about starting a car. He jump started it with his hands, and then I saw a video of this dude. They jump started a car. They had two guys, one touching negative to negative and one touching positive. And as soon as he touched that positive, it fucking started.
No way. I gotta look that up.
I saw it.
Went through their body.
I saw it. Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah.
Damn. All right.
Started the car.
All right, dude. I wish we had the TV up because we'd pull this on right now. Stover, pull this shit up.
Let's talk about some of these guys at BKFC, and then I still want to talk about some of your history. But for me, one of the biggest things, I mean, you're bigger than Eddie, but Todd Duffy and Big Ben is insane. Big Ben is a gigantic human. Why is Todd doing this? I couldn't believe
I'm a
the
little
size difference.
confused by that one, you know? I mean, Big Ben, damn, when he comes, his last fight was insane.
Dirty.
For a couple rounds, those big guys were throwing at each other.
Silverbacks.
And he is fast,
dude.
very fast.
Crazy fast.
And, you know, Todd, we all know that I met Todd, I mean, he's a great guy, but like we've seen you, and I know he knows, these fighters know that they've been chinny in the past or something like that, right? And, you know, I hate to say it, man, but some of these guys, I feel like Eddie's coming for a check, bro.
Yeah.
I can see that.
To be honest, when I was watching, it seemed like Eddie was just not even mentally, like you're there, you're enjoying it. He seems like, shit, I gotta come just get my ass whipped.
Yeah, well, we did the body sparring thing, and he was having fun.
Yeah.
But like next time, I'm gonna fucking hit you in the face, bro.
Hard, because you were kind of like looked like you were playing, and he was like, trying to rip as hard as he could, and you're kind of like, what are you doing, bro? Like,
one of the fun.
We'll see. I don't want him to surprise me when little short guy leaping hooks in there, and then I'm like, I didn't like that one.
How much would it cost for you to do a BKFC?
But have you ever seen me get fucking hit and I cared at all?
No, that's why you're terrifying in bare knuckle fighting. Like, it is literally built for you.
One of the most iconic pictures ever is when you had your nose just banged up hard on that one video where it's just a mask of blood, and you're still just asking for more. For me, honestly, okay, I'm not joking here. I walk around most of the time. I'm like, dude, I'm him. I'm a bad dude. But sometimes I watch this. I'm like, dude, I'm such a pussy. Because if I was Luke Rockhold, it would have been before I lost the teeth. I'd be like, dude, get me the hell out of here.
After one punch, he's like, I'm done, dude.
What was your thoughts when Luke didn't answer because he didn't answer the bell. He quit in round. He's like, hey, I'm done.
You saw the thoughts.
Ugh.
I was like, God, I worked so hard for this, and you didn't even give me a fight.
Yeah, dude.
Fucking, I want to fight, dude. I want Eddie to be a little motherfucking bastard in there.
You want to bleed,
I'm
right?
gonna fuck him up so bad, dude.
Hell yeah, but I believe it, man. Like,
okay, but
scary.
How
bro.
many punches in? Or because no matter what, there's always going to be nerves leading into a fight. I mean, even the top guy, he's going to have nerves going in. Is it the first punch or two that you're like, oh, cool, that feels good, I'm in, or what? When does your brain switch?
Well,
when do the nerves turn off and I'm in a fight?
The thing is, right, I get what you're saying, but I love the nerves now because it's not a feeling you get all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like, you fight, once or twice a year.
Yeah.
And it's like, there was a time I was fighting 3 or 4 times a year, or even earlier in my career, probably fought 5 or 6 times in 1 year. And then, I don't know, nerves before the UFC, I don't know, maybe I was in more control of them. But then now I'm like, yes, I don't get to fucking feel this fear very often.
It's alive, yeah.
I think it's like right then at that moment as you're like walking down the aisle to fucking marry this motherfucker to my fist.
Yeah.
My fist is getting married to Eddie's face on Saturday. And when as soon as that fucking with BKFC they do the air or whatever, psh, that shit come on. Yes. I'm already feeling it, dude. So it's a fucking roller coaster, and like I can't wait until I'm like, oh, what the fuck? I'm so like, dude, you do not want to be the guy facing me when I'm fucking freaking out.
Speak, dude.
I hope I'm freaking out.
Yeah.
Bro,
Luke was a big guy, and I know he can hit hard, and I know he'd been training hard, and he talked some shit. So I was a little freaking out, and that makes me really dangerous.
Well, the thing is bare knuckle is so different. Everybody's like Tyson. Everybody's got to get
back a raccoon into a corner.
Yeah. I mean, you hit him in the mouth, and he was like, "Oh, this sucks."
Yeah, man, I'm just a little
people
scared
might get more
coon in the
dangerous.
corner, man. Don't fucking put the fangs and claws on you. I got a knife too. You back his crackhead in the corner, boy, he might fucking pull some shit out on you.
How much do you watch Eddie as you're getting ready for him? We're here with your coach JT, who's got his gym down in Orlando, right? What's the name of JT's gym?
Technique. Boxing.
Yeah, so how much of it is watching Eddie and planning for it, and how much is just training your game and Eddie's going to have to adapt to you?
I think my coach really does his part. Because I don't give a fuck about watching these guys. I don't want to watch these guys. I might watch one if I want to watch anything, with this one, look, I want to smash Eddie, and I want to get to, we were talking about this earlier, I want to get to a guy who doesn't have footage out there being beaten.
Yeah.
Not to say that I don't have that footage out there. I've had lessons in this game, but I'm a different animal. I've been this different animal for a couple years now, and it's in a different sport. So obviously it's a different sport between him and Connor and me and him, but it's the same concept. He threw hands with Connor. He's not going to have a calf kick with me. Connor stalked him and stood right in front of him and cut him off and then just fucking hit him.
Yeah.
And that's what the fuck I'm going to do. And, it's timing and speed and it's boxing. I love the boxing. So, I'm not really sure.
One of the big things for Eddie, dude, is that even in the press conference, he couldn't stop talking about his submissions. It's like, Eddie, that's going to do nothing for. He kept saying, I got more submissions than you got fights. It's like, Eddie, that doesn't matter. You got to stop talking about that.
Yeah, Luke did that too, didn't he? He kept doing the jiu-jitsu thing. And I was like, hey.
You're stepping into my cage. That's going to do
These guys are coming for checks, and you know what? Keep fucking sending them, bro. Keep fucking sending them, bro. I'll take this money all day.
Bro, kind of running low on time.
Yeah, let's talk some of these fights coming up. Let's make some picks.
Yeah, I mean, we already kind of made our
Shout
picks.
out Howard Davis, man. HD.
Oh.
He's fighting for the title. And I just, man, the kid, the way he's been carrying himself, the conversations we've been having, every response or every communication that we've had through messaging or anything has been uplifting. It's been very, just high caliber on his mindset and like how you should be, and if you want to win something and be something and have better for yourself and do better. And he's so humble, man, but he's a hard worker. And he drove up from Miami to come get some sparring in with me when I'm 3 weight classes ahead of the guy. And he wanted to come work with me, man. So.
And one of the things, though, I actually want to ask real quick, because, I mean, we kind of got to know you and JT together. I feel like you guys are almost like a modern day in a new era Mike Tyson, Cuss kind of relationship.
That's cool, man. I appreciate that.
Because I think like going in, like
I might die before him, though.
Yeah. But like, I mean, you're equivalent to Mike Tyson in this bare knuckle.
Yeah,
like you are him. You are the fucking scariest dude in that arena. And then you have this coach that's just literally technique from Orlando that's just cleaning it up. Do you just feel like anybody, anywhere, anytime?
Well, I mean, I had that mentality before I started training, fighting.
How much does having JT embolden that for you?
JT lets me be me, but it's because I'm a grown man and I can see him for who he is. I look up to the dude a lot, man. He has a lot of people looking up to him. He takes care of a lot of families who have their children in this sport. 3 years in a row, his team has won best boxing gym in the state of Florida. That's competing in Golden Gloves, going and competing nationals. He's got a couple pro guys that he's had for like, they're like, one's like 18 and one's like 20 something, 21 maybe. And he's had them since they were like 6. Oh, wow. He's had these boys. So he's been this guy who's trying to be better and help others his entire life. And he's a 3-0 or 4-0 professional boxer as well. But he saw a different path. He saw a better way. He sees things from a different perspective. But that's where coach and fighter relationship really meets with me and him, is because I am this fucking street-bred psychopath who loves to get down and fucking fight, dude. And it's like he tries to give me direction, and I respect him a lot because he just shows me things from a different perspective.
You know, one of the things I've noticed about you, and honestly, you know, when we went to dinner, I expected, you know, just to be shooting the shit and everything, but genuinely, you know, I'm not trying to stroke your ego here, but you're a philosophical dude. You were saying things at dinner that I was like, oh damn.
Well, you went home. He was a better husband after that.
I went home and I treated my wife better. You know, like when Mike Perry was telling me
which
about
wasn't much to say.
She was like, who's Mike Perry? And I showed her the picture of you spitting.
My wife hears that.
But one of the things I noticed about you genuinely is, you know, I've been around a couple of fighters, not a ton, but around a couple of fighters, and for you, the way you talk about JT, the way you even talk about your manager when we were at dinner is just this extreme amount of loyalty. Do you think you're loyal to the soil because of how you were brought up, or did these people earn their way into your life like that?
A little bit of both. I definitely think it's a two-way road, and you know, you have your ups and downs, you have your fights and shit. I don't know, me and JT have ever really had a down. We've always known each other, and I've been in the sport for so long, but I was in MMA, and he's always been focused on the boxing, and we've always been friends. And then when I was getting finished with the UFC, I just kind of went to him for work with his boxing gym, and it just felt right. Like the timing, everything all just kind of came together. So, you know, I'm grateful for all of it, all the people who helped me come this far. And what was that shit that like I know you were saying about being philosophical and stuff. You know, I try to have a good.
People.
No, I know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
You know, being philosophical, I try to have a good time and say crazy things sometimes, and then I try to say real shit as real as it gets, and then, you know, because life is too short to not have a good time. So I like to say things like, you know, what did Jim Carrey say when he was up on stage? And he was like, yeah, my managers, they're really great at everything they do, and they're the best in the game, and they should thank their lucky stars they ever fucking met me. So, you know, it's a two-way road, bro.
You know, one of the things that I do want to cover before we move on to the picks here, Ramsey is convinced, and it was touching to hear you talk about your relationship with you and JT, because just last week, Ramsey actually punched me in the face. Because
we got in a real fight, actually.
Because he told me my nails were too long, so I was chewing them and spitting them out on the floor.
On the mat.
Dude, I always have long nails.
On the mat.
I'll claw the fuck out.
Yeah. Then you spit one on me.
But that was by accident, and so then he fucking hit me in the face. And I was like, all right, bro. Let's just get in the cage.
And then we just fought it out.
Nice.
Well, no, I just hit mitts. He would. The only problem is he's the only friend I have that I wouldn't swing on because I know I'm going to get my ass whooped. It is incredibly frustrating.
All that shit he talks and he's like, oh,
Yeah, I mean,
all day. Actually, we need to clip this shit, bro.
I like people like that. Though.
Yeah, me too.
They're so honest,
Bro,
in my opinion.
Honestly, like I've beaten the fuck out of him, and he gets up and he's like, I've had my ass kicked worse.
You should believe in yourself. That's awesome.
I was like, fuck you, man. All right.
You should believe in yourself, bro, no matter what you're up against.
If I'm trying to get a good workout before, I'll talk a bunch of shit to him before. I'm like, man, this other gym's actually better, I think. And I'm like, dude, I'm going to beat the shit out of you.
Isaiah 6:8, God said, who should we send? And
Here am
I said, here am I.
Send me.
Send me.
One thing we did want to clarify, Ramsey is convinced that at dinner there was a couple of times where there was a turning point where I was making jokes and you were like, should I whoop this guy's ass?
You were.
No,
I don't know.
Was there not that moment, JT? Yeah,
I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, there was like one moment I was like, hey, bro, this is a real motherfucker. He's going to beat your ass.
It's like I say it, then you kind of look at me, and then you look at Ramsey who was laughing, you were like, okay, that was funny. I was like, all right, cool.
You looked at, you gave him one of those looks.
No,
like,
because if I go there, then I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won't even.
I'm just gonna give you shit, dude, like right away.
Well, you know what's funny though? Like I'm sure you're the same way. Like you like to talk shit, and if someone can talk shit back and they're kind of funny about it, it's kind of fun, right?
Sometimes, right? It's weird. Like I don't know when it comes out. Like earlier, I was on the phone with my wife and walking through the hotel lobby, waiting to go to dinner, and like other people were trying to get my attention, and I'm like, hi, I'm on the phone with my wife. Leave me the fuck alone. And then I was like, you know, I sat and talked to her for a minute and then was like, all right, babe, let me go apologize to these dudes and like just telling me I was fucking with them, you know?
Yeah, I'm the same way, bro. But sometimes people don't get my jokes, but they're funny to me.
Nobody's ever
Right. Fuck them then if they don't get them, dude. Life's short, bro.
The only difference is that nobody's ever been like, hey, there's Ramsey Nijum.
You're mad about it. Do something about it then.
See, look
What that one guy say? He said, F all those effers in the fucking crowd, dude. Why don't you bring your ass down here and do something about it, you pussy ass bitch?
Yeah, Manel Cobb. He's like, fuck all you pussies.
He didn't call them pussies. And Cormier was like, give me that.
No,
mic.
he called them.
So I said, F all you effers, dude. That's what I said.
That is right. Yeah, he just dropped the F bomb. The real one.
Okay, let's pick these fights and then let's wrap it. We won't do the big ones. What's the girl fight?
Fiera and Rawlings.
What you call?
What is that, like 3 or 4 times they fought? No, this is the third
one, and Fiera's beat her every time.
Yeah.
So you're taking her?
In my opinion, man, Christine hasn't had competition in this game. She's just dominated people, and I just feel like the competition hasn't been great that she's been up against. But, you know, I mean, they come back for more. They come for a check. I'm confused, you know. Do they want to fucking win? Do you want to? Like, I seen Rowdy Beck since I've been here, and, like, you know, I want to hope that, like, you're fucking trying to be a winner, dude. And it's not against Christine, and it's not against Rowdy Beck either. It's for competition of the sport. I want the best competitors to compete against each other. And, you know, Eddie is a great competitor. I may talk shit and talk him down, but it's, you know, I'm a fucking, what's Randy Coleman? What's that motherfucker's name? Light work, baby! Peanuts!
Fletcher? Right?
No, that's not Fletcher. That's Coleman.
Randy.
Oh, Coleman. Yeah.
Not Randy. It's Ronnie.
Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah.
Lightweight, baby.
Lightweight,
baby.
Yeah, well, the thing is, almost you want him to be a competitor. You want him to be a better competitor because then when you beat his ass, it's more of an accomplishment. Beating up on some tomato can, you don't feel great.
So I guess I got Christine again.
Yeah.
Christine.
Okay, and then Duffy.
no
Dude, there's
offense,
no
man.
chance.
Oh no,
Duffy
the
and
Jeremy
Ben.
Stevens and
we got Stevens just came in late.
with
Yeah,
Jimmy
Stevens.
Rivera.
yeah, Jimmy Rivera. And I mean, Rivera's had a couple fights in this.
Right, and he lost to HD, right? That's actually a really good fight because, damn, he just fought, Stevens just fought Avila in boxing and
Yeah.
got boxed up. Avila had the swagger that comes with boxing, being a street kid. Jeremy looked like a stiff-ass suburban kid out there.
Yeah.
So, but we've all seen him rock the shit out of people.
Yeah.
Man, so that's interesting because Stevens had that boxing match against Avila. I think he learned something there. And we saw Rivera get beat by HD in bare knuckle. When he got hit in the face, these guys quiver when they get hit with a good knuckle to their face. I could see Stevens taking that one.
Oh, really?
Wow.
I just think that, like,
No offense to Rivera.
Yeah.
You know,
Stevens is training at
fuck
Randy's
it.
gym
Who
right now.
cares
Yeah.
if it offended him or not? I mean, that's just my thought.
well, I just like think that I've seen a lot in the BKFC. Someone's first bare knuckle fight is
it's
fucked.
It's like
bro.
getting
The first
thrown in
time.
cold water.
Yeah, the first time like is fucked. Other than you and
Well,
I
that's the
think
thing is
Julian
that every
Lane.
fight you get,
the Lane fight was
you're
a
more
good fight, but
experienced.
that's because he had 9 bare knuckle fights
Yeah.
when I fought him.
And that's what I'm
No
saying.
one's come in and fought someone with that much experience.
Yeah, like I think you guys fighting now would be a lot different because you have the bare knuckle
Right.
experience. That's what I was kind of saying.
I
to the
know how
River.
he would fight me.
Yeah, and like once you get hit bare knuckle, I think now you're used to it, probably, right?
He used his fucking head to beat up my hands. In the 5th round, I didn't have hands, dude. And I still had him spinning circles with just my footwork and head movement. And we all know we talk shit about my head movement. Fuck you.
Okay, last one
Because you
is
broke both your hands that fight, or no?
Not quite. I'm
blessed with the good hands.
they hurt.
Yeah.
I never got them checked out. I never got an x-ray. I was like, I got more BKFC fights on contract. I'm finna get this money. You know, I stuck my shit in rice and rocks
Like
and
your cell
sand,
phone?
and I strengthened my fucking hands, and I squeezed my fists. And, you know, that's one thing. The boss man called me the day after that fight, and he was like, you know, when these guys hit, they squeeze their fists so hard so that their hand can compete with the skull going up against it. And that made a lot of sense to me because when I box with gloves on, I'm sitting in there like this, and then you kind of close it, and you don't even really squeeze that hard
Yeah.
because you're protected by all that padding and everything. So now it's like way different when I hit people.
Like karate almost. Like,
Yeah, I'm trying to break boards.
yeah. Like Makawara board
For
stuff.
sure.
Yeah.
Dude.
You know, I understood as you continue to talk about strengthening them, but at first I thought you were making a joke, like putting a cell phone in rice.
Oh,
After
no,
you drop
yeah.
it in water, would you really put them in rice? Okay.
No, that's how you rehab your hands. You put
Yeah.
them in rice.
I didn't
Get them
know that.
strong. Yeah.
Okay, Todd Duffy, Big Ben. Obvious,
Yeah, I got
dude.
Big Ben, dude.
Yeah.
Do you think it's quick? Actually, Todd was a nice guy. I don't want to see him go in there. I'm legitimately
I liked him
worried
as a
for- He was a
person.
nice guy.
I was like, are you sure you want to do that? Dude's huge.
That's
bro.
actually been one of the hardest things about talking to fighters and things. Is I'm like, oh, that dude's a super nice guy. He's talking about his family. I don't want to see him fight. Let's just pay
such a
him.
casual.
So nice of you, bro.
It's hard,
pay him.
it's hard to watch.
That's funny.
I do want to see Ramsey get in there and get his ass whipped.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's life without a little bit of suffering?
Yeah, that's true, man.
If the next day after a fight, dude, whether you've won or didn't, and your hands are fucked up and your face is fucked up, there's like this, you're numb. There's like this euphoria of just, you can relax for a day.
Yeah, not worry about
Hey,
it.
he has a
The fight's
fight.
done.
We're gonna do that. You and that Money
gonna fight?
Burger guy.
Oh, Money
Challenge. There's another guy that's like this rich dude. That's
Jake
in
Shields has got this guy who's like basically like Foxcatcher, where he's like paying him all this money to do stuff, and he gave him a purple belt, and he's this big fat dude. I'm like, dude, hell no.
Yeah, so
I
he
could
just
definitely
challenged
whip
him.
that guy's ass. So we're gonna do Foxcatcher versus Foxcatcher.
You should fight Bradley Martin.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
yeah.
thing is, I could bulk up to 260 again. I'd whoop his ass.
Yeah, Bradley Martin.
You don't need to be the same way. You can be a little smaller, a little faster.
Plus, I got a head movement. You see me with the head movement.
No, bro, Bradley Martin would fuck him up. You can't go long, dude. So neither one
You
of them
do
have
gi
condition.
jujitsu?
No. But that's just because
Bradley does.
Oh, he does?
Bradley does gi jujitsu.
Oh, shit.
There was a video they tried to say that this guy was 190 pounds.
Yeah.
Dude was taller and bigger than Bradley. And he was a brown belt in Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. He was like tripping him and fucking slamming him on the ground.
What's Bradley's like a beginner?
Bradley's a white belt, dude.
Like, okay,
Maybe a blue.
I could take his bag then.
No, he's not a blue. He's not a real blue if he has a blue. Someone just gave him a blue because he's a rich guy who went. But my
the purple
blues,
belt.
I've trained jiu-jitsu with Bruno Mafficine and Julian Williams. A lot of greats know Julian.
Yeah.
It took me a long time to get a blue belt. Dude.
Hell yeah. That's the way it should be.
And I'm still a 4-stripe purple belt. I could be a brown belt, but like it's a real purple belt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how I do it at my gym, man. People get mad, and
It's a long journey, bro.
I was a blue belt for like 7 years.
I do feel like Ramsey's been holding out on promoting me personally.
Bro, because you don't deserve a belt. Yeah.
No, you're probably a terrible white belt.
He's the worst, bro. He's like the worst student I've ever had in my life.
How many people call you schizo?
No, the problem is especially because of this podcast, I don't come to night classes because he's got a bunch of kids that because I've disrespected the sensei, they all want to kick my ass, which would be bad because they'd all leave Ramsey's gym after I whooped them ass one by one. You know?
Oh my God. So he goes to the morning class with like the
professional dudes.
Yeah, all the professionals, like
dudes who got a
everyone's got
job.
40, doctors, lawyers, and they're like, everyone's like, we're just here to roll, not really get hurt. And so that's his training.
He's competing with their
Yeah. He's like, he's thrown up the other day. He was
I puked my guts out, dude.
That's great.
Cool. Well, Mike, dude, honestly, this has genuinely been one of my favorite podcasts. We're super excited for you. We're going to be at the fights. We're going to be backstage.
All right, man.
But, dude,
Enjoy the show,
incredibly
guys.
excited
Thank
for
you
me.
for having me.
I'm excited.
Thank
It's our
you.
first live
I
event,
really
dude.
appreciate
Thank
you guys having me here, man.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Thank
Love
you.
it.
Shout out Bad Productions.
Hell yeah. You want to close it out?
Okay, guys, that was Mike Perry here. Make sure to tune in to Bare Knuckle Fight Club.
Fight
Club, yeah?
No.
Championship? Fuck. Okay. Hey, guys, that was...
Tune in to Bare Knuckle Fight Club. I love it, dude.
You can't talk about it. Don't talk about that.
First rule of Bare Knuckle Fight Club, you don't fucking talk about it.
Okay. Hey, guys, that was Mike Perry. Make sure to tune in to Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship this Saturday, December 2nd, where he's going to whoop some ass. Let's go.
Bro, you're so fucking funny.
Thank you, guys.
Fucking fun, dude.
Thanks for tuning into The Coach and the Casual. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify, and share it with your friends. Thanks again.